And we're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rollsicle. I, of course, am Nathaniel, one of the hosts here at the channel, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, and Ashley. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
And we're back with some magic. Now, you guys might be wondering what the hell this is. You see an Alinda, you see a deck that, looks kind of thrown together, but that's because that's what draft is. And so, if that was not meant as an insult,
I thought he was
it's
going to
just
insult my deck.
No. I'm just like, this doesn't even live up to standard, because it's not constructed. We wanted to show you guys, we did a draft between the two of us, and we have not figured out yet the best way to, record a draft and show you. So instead, we decided that we would do the draft, set aside the cards that we drafted, and then kind of show you what we drafted into, talk about it, talk about how it went, those sorts of things, what our thought processes were kind of along the way. We might not remember exactly what our rares were as we open them, but we'll do our best to talk about it. So This one is Ashley's, and she is going to take it away.
Yes.
Ashley, what were your thought processes here? What's going on? I see an Alinda that looks pretty cool and is a hella good card in draft.
It is a really good card in draft. How many times did I see her? Once. We played a best of 3.
She was in your hand one of the games.
She was.
So you saw her twice.
Couldn't get her out. Couldn't get her out.
That was the turn that she died. So.
Thank you for that.
No, I'm just saying.
They really needed to know.
Well, realistically, if it wasn't the turn you died, you probably could have gotten her out, because I think you had the mana.
I don't know if that was the game I had the mana. Anyways, welcome to my deck. You're going to see the mana curve. She's good. She's good. My mana curves are never bad.
Your mana curve's killing it right now.
My mana curves, every deck I make, my mana curves are never bad. The decks, that's a different story. So here's my sideboard over there, all the way on the right. That way. This way.
I will. Just want to go down
That's
this here.
all of it. So yeah, I ended up drafting a white, black, blue. It was a choice. I primarily don't play.
That is not the Foundations art, but we'll continue.
It's not?
No. It's
I
okay.
primarily play white and green and a little bit of blue.
Moxfield does this sometimes.
But honestly, I saw there were some pretty good black cards because we've done a lot of draft together. So I decided to go into black as well.
It's a big play for her to draft black, right? Like, she doesn't do that. Honestly, you drafted a
No.
decent bit of red here, too. We did a draft after this as well.
I made a, almost mono black deck.
It was pretty good.
It popped off.
Yeah,
I was so
second
proud
place.
of it.
Second place in the draft, not out of
It
2
was
people.
out of
I
4
want to
people.
clarify. Now, it wasn't out of 8, but it was out of 4.
Out
So
of 4.
top 50%.
I'm not going to lie, I was really proud of myself.
Yeah.
It was doing things.
We couldn't
and I was
remember
so excited.
what cards were in those decks, or we
Yeah.
were gonna put it on here for you guys to see. But so you settled into blue, white, and black. Now, understandably, when we draft just the two of us, which is sort of a weird, we don't quite Winchester draft, but we don't.
We kind of just
we sort of
pick a
do a
card,
normal
pass the
draft
deck.
almost, but it's a little modified. But generally speaking, you have to play 3 colors because in the 6 packs that are going around, you're not going to really be able to. You're probably not going to be able to pull exactly what you need to make a strong deck in just 2 colors. So what made you lean into blue, black, and white here?
Okay,
I mean, when did you pull a Linda?
I pulled a Linda and Refute at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
That was 1 pack.
Yeah, I think it was pack 2.
And it was pack 2.
Okay.
So I ended up going with white, black, I believe at that point. But I believe I was actually taking white, black, and red at the time. I originally was thinking I might play a white-red deck. And then I wasn't seeing the red that I wanted. Because, obviously you can see I have, a Braid, Battlesong Berserker, Courageous Goblin, Crackling Cyclops, Spitfire, Lagak. Crackling Cyclops is good if you're going to play a blue-red deck. I don't like blue-red. Yeah. I don't want to play it.
And it's only good if you're going to play a blue-red deck.
Because if y'all have never seen it, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +3/+0 until end turn.
It's a 0/4.
It's a 0/4.
For 3 mana.
It doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, no. Unplayable.
It's terrible.
Other than maybe a good Izzet deck. And honestly, sometimes Izzet falls flat.
It does. That's how I won. That's how I ended up getting 2nd place.
Yeah. Also, if you've seen the either of the Izzet Road to Mythic attempts,
it doesn't work.
Neither of them did very good.
But I ended up going with some. So we were originally trying to go for white red, and then we were like, okay, maybe we'll do a little white black. And then there were not enough cards, so I also saw some good blue cards that I decided to take. A lot of my blue was my counter spells. What is it called? Removal. Just like things I was going to use, like card draw. Things that I was going to use to pull what I needed to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, we have removal and Imprisoned in the Moon. We have
Bounce, Run Away
together. You can bounce them. Whip Pro is sort of removal. I mean, it's at least going to get rid of the effects of the creature.
I have a Refute that I never played because couldn't get the double blue. Couldn't pull any blue at one point. That was
tough. The double blue on your most splashed color here, although white isn't really... White isn't that much more prominent than blue. This is a pretty even split. Black isn't that much more prominent. They're all kind of even.
They're all even.
But the only double pip you have is double blue on Refute. Single card. So, yeah. I could see how that might just run into some issue. But you'd think in 3-4 games it would get played. But
it didn't, ever. Honestly, I love this deck. It wasn't that bad. I would totally probably have added some more, like, my Luminous Rebuke. Probably would have added... like my Elementalist Adept. Probably would have had my Abrade. Honestly, I would have taken out like my Refute. You should not play 4 colors.
Yeah, I wouldn't add Abrade unless you really switch a color out here.
I probably would have switched my blue out. I'm going to be honest. I never played my Icewind Elemental. I never played Imprisoned in the Moon. I never played Runaway I played Runaway Together once. Pulled my Think Twice a lot because I was struggling to find my lands.
Mm-hmm.
Never played my Refute. I played Whip Pro once. It wasn't doing what it was supposed to do.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not seeing great red cards either, though. So I think blue might have been your better play here.
It might have been, but maybe, I should have just pulled different cards.
Maybe not Icewind. Maybe this is a deck you throw a Quant in because you have enough card draw. I don't know. You got double Think Twice, but I don't tend to love this card.
It's not good.
Though it's not horrible with, some Feldar Saviors that can buff it up. It's not horrible. But now, generally speaking, white-black is what you went into here. Yeah, I would have played Luminous Rebuke. That's just a good removal card.
It is. I just truly, I'm out here pulling white-green, and he knows that, and he was like, what are you playing?
Yeah, no, I got, all of the green cards, and was like,
he was sitting across from me and was like, what are you playing today? And I went, you'll find out.
All right, so what would you rate this deck? 0 to 10, what would you give it?
Not my best deck.
Not your best deck?
But I would still give it, a solid...
Sorry if I interrupted you there, by the way.
6.
I don't know if the face was because I interrupted you or if you
were
making a face towards the deck. Or...
It wasn't my best deck.
Okay. 6
I wish I would have remembered.
Above average.
Wish I would have remembered to... We had kept these cards in sleeves because we were coming home from the game store.
Okay.
And I wish I would have kept my other deck in sleeves, or at least signified it existing in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It was much better. I was very proud of that deck.
It was good. Now, to be fair, drafting with 4 people, so 12 packs going around, you can actually lean into an archetype a little bit more.
Which I did.
All right, so let's take a gander at what we have here for me. So this is my deck. We went... Lord knows what I'm doing here. Oh, goodness. I mean, I'm looking at this, and I'm confused. I guess... Let's see. So I went green, red, and black. Though, honestly speaking, I really didn't need the red in here at all.
You've never played it.
I could probably take out... Now, Fiery Annihilation is good removal, so I kind of understand why I ran it. But all things considered, I think consistency in my mana, I probably take out Perforating Artist, Fiery Annihilation, 2 Burst Lightning, so that's 4, right?
Yep.
Dwinnen's Elite and Dwinnen themselves are totally playable.
Yeah.
Now, past that...
the Lanewar Elves, I don't know why you didn't lead into a little bit of, elf there.
Past that, I need 40 cards, right? So I think that's why I ran it here. I'm not going to run Inspiring Call. This is just a bad card. But, I mean, I guess I could have to avoid red. But, yeah, I didn't have enough cards to play.
You could have played your Secluded Courtyard.
I guess so. I don't really have a creature type, but maybe elf would have been fine. It would have worked, but yeah, no. Didn't really draft quite enough to lean into the 40 cards that I needed. So I had to run a little bit of red. That's what we did. But my strongest cards were, of course, green and a little bit of black, although black was split off. Now, heavy hitters here. I have a lot of heavy hitters, and a good portion of them are flying. And in this case, double Vampire Nighthawk just wins drafts. I mean, that's going to win drafts because it's such a powerful card. 3 mana, 2/3 flying Death Touch Lifelink is pretty good. And I mean, I'm strong enough black here that I was playing it pretty consistently.
Yeah.
On top of that, we have some ramp in the Lanwar Elves. Good removal effects in Bushwhack is totally playable, especially with Death Touch and Lifelink. Hero's Downfall is one of the best removals in the format because it's just a better murder. Arbiter of Woe is pretty decent, and that's not removal, of course, but it is pretty decent
is
in
good.
like making your opponent discard, lose some life, have a big flyer on the board, etc.
Runescar Demon?
Runescar Demon is an incredible play in limited because it just says go get the card you need. You need removal, go get it. You need another creature, go get it. You want a Vampire Nighthawk because it's better than both of those, go get it. It's really not, but Scrawling Crawler is a pretty decent play too. And then of course it's kind of tucked in here, but Sylvan Scavenging. What a card. I love this card. It's incredible in limited. As long as you have a creature with power 4 or greater, I have a lot of payoffs for this. My Crackling Prowlers, Arbiter of Woe, Runescar Demon, Vampire Soulcaller, and Wary Thespian are just one away. Needletooth Pack, I think, is big enough.
It is.
Yep. Needletooth Pack is big enough, and both Ambush Wolves are already big enough, so a lot of payoffs for Sylvan Scavenging that are just going to immediately start making 3/3 Raccoons. Massive. I mean, just straight massive. This deck did work pretty well for me. I kind of hate that I didn't draft enough playable green and black to run a 40-card just green-black deck because I did not need the red in here. No. I have good enough removal. I have strong enough plays. Now, don't get me wrong. Burst Lightning and Fiery Annihilation, that's 3 of those 4 cards are incredible. And the Perforating Artist is a black-red splash. But all things considered, no, this was a great deck. I have the Gold Vein pick in there to help splash the red. I also have the Bushwhack if I needed to. I think I ran this with 1 mountain, a singular mountain.
1.
Because again, and that's 4 cards I was splashing. I probably should have ran more than 1 mountain, but all things considered, it ran pretty well. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's not the best deck I've ever drafted, that's for sure. But when you're considering the fact that this deck was, I guess we'll leave it on Runescar Demon, or you know what, no, Sylvan Scavenging. But honestly, all things considered, this deck did what I wanted it to do. It did it pretty well. I have to remember the fact that we're drafting with 2 people, right? So there's only
it's hard.
There's only 6 packs of cards going around. You're not seeing nearly as much variety in cards as you'll see in a proper draft. So really, when you look at all of this being half of what was going around, and you guys can see I've got some white in here that's decent. I've got some other red in here that was totally playable. I think I was a red deck for part of the draft.
Yeah.
Before I saw some good green coming around. Good Fortune Unicorn's a totally playable green-white card, although I don't love it. If you've seen my review, it's not great, but I don't hate it. I took a red-white land, so I was thinking that at one point. I don't know why I have a Hierophant here. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think you just took it.
You're not gonna open enough of those in 6 packs to make it playable. But yeah, so this is what we ended up with. I think this deck won every game, and that doesn't mean I won every game, because actually after playing these, we swapped decks, and it won still. So I think this was the better drafted deck, and therefore kind of overweighted the difference in skill gap here, because even though my skill, I think you would agree, is at a higher level, especially if I'm not playing too casually. If I'm taking it serious, I just have played more. But even me trying to do that with the other deck just wasn't able to overcome the power that is multiple Vampire Nighthawks, Runescar Demons. I remember you dropping that and being like, wait, I just get any card I want? I was like, yeah, it's pretty nice, isn't it? It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. So, who needs card draw when you can tutor for shit?
And that's shit. Man. There's anything.
Yeah, literally, it's if it's late in the game, you can go, get this bad boy.
Zombify?
You can go get and then you discard this and you have Zombify in your hand. No, I don't have Zombify in the deck.
I played Zombify.
Yeah, okay. But, I think I saw that being passed around and then you took it and I was like, damn, because that would work great. That works so good with Arbiter of Woe. It works great with Runescar Demon. Just being able to get these things back. Vampire Soulcaller is another way to put them back in your hand if they do get killed. Macabre Waltz can do that as well, so that's why I'm running that. But, yeah, generally speaking, it's an okay deck. It did not need a red splash, but it had to because we drafted out of 6 packs. But there you go. Guys, I think it's a quick one. It's been less than 15 minutes already, but because of timing on our laptop there, it's a little higher than what it normally is. But yeah, this is just a quick one. Wanted to show you guys what we drafted. It went, again, all in favor of this deck, no matter who was playing it. But generally speaking, I think we both had a great time.
We did.
Foundations is one of our favorites. As we mentioned, we actually did a whole nother draft after this with more than just us. And that actually resulted, not going to lie, from us buying a box with the intention to start making our own cube. So you guys might even be hearing about some more Foundations drafts in the future. We already have some videos talking about how much we love this set. But honestly, way in the future, y'all might see some videos talking about that cube. It might be the first set cube I complete at a higher level than the D&D cube I've been making, because that is built right now out of one box, and I think I'm probably going to throw some collector booster packs in there, which you guys might be seeing
eventually
opened
when
on
he
the
opens
channel.
them.
They might be seeing them open on the channel.
Hopefully.
Probably
They've
not the
been
whole pack
sitting
at
for a
once.
month.
Well, I'm not going to do all 12 at once, but they might see some packs being open. But yeah, no, I cherish these things. The D&D set is super cool. I do love that cube. Foundations is just, it's such a good set. Like, I love the limited format for Foundations. It's simple,
fantastic.
clean, but there's so much you can do with it when you really get a group going. And the hope, the prayers, is that we don't have a game store where draft fires very often, but if you make it free, maybe people will do it more. That's
exactly. That's what we did over the weekend.
We hope you guys enjoyed this. I normally say it at the beginning, but if you haven't, like, comment, subscribe, any and all of it's greatly appreciated. The channel has grown so much more than we ever could have imagined, and that is all thanks to you guys. So if you guys like to just see some random content like this, I mean, we put effort into it, but sometimes we don't know what we're making until a few days beforehand. So yeah, shout out to Ashley for putting all this into Moxfield for us. But yeah, sometimes, like I said, we don't know what we're making until day of or something along those lines. And that's because we're busy, we're college students and whatnot, but we still want to get content out to you guys. So we hope you guys enjoyed it. Like we said, let us know down below, and we'll see you guys in the next one. May those rolls be ever in your favor. Until then, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye, y'all.